Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another unboxing, and today we've got ourselves the all-new DC Multiverse by McFarlane Reverse Flash. As you can see, I've got the regular standard edition Flash with me on the table as well. Because they pretty much use the same mold for this figure as they did for the Reverse Flash, I'll be able to make a nice little side-by-side comparison for you guys, just so you can kind of get a feel of which figure you might want. I know some people don't really care to have both Flash and Reverse Flash. Myself, I gotta have both. I feel like it's like peanut butter and chocolate. You can't have one without the other. So I went and got the Reverse Flash. Check them outside the box there. Looks like it's got all the same lightning effects to them that this Flash does, except they are red. Obviously, Reverse Flash. Nice little placard there on the side as well as on the other side. This is going to be from DC Rebirth. Which if you've read the books, you already know what's up with good old Mr. Thrawn. So there's a nice little action shot of the Reverse Flash. Let's go ahead and crack them open. I would say just do this video on a Flash, because that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But I would like to get it knocked out, since we are going to be doing some side-by-side comparisons. I would like to have a little bit more time to kind of go over those details, just to make this video as informative as possible for you guys. Because you know me, I do it for the people. I did it for The Rock. That's another reference. Alright, so comes with it normal DC stand, which is fine. I've got Barry Allen currently on the other one. There is our card that's included with the figure. Obviously, you can't read the blurb on the back. That's perfectly fine. I don't think you really need to, and if you have to, I'm sure that you could probably, I don't know, go through Reddit, or I'm sure there's a resource online somewhere that's got the details on the back of the card, if you really want to read it that bad. So, let me go ahead and get all of the Speed Force effects out of the package real quick. Also trying not to break any of them in the process. I know that was a bit of a concern with the Flash when I got him. However, disclaimer, this Flash is the one that came in a package by itself. There was also a similar one that was released that came in a 2-pack with Red Death, which Red Death is awesome. But I currently have him still on the shelf. So who knows, maybe once I get this all done and I get him put back in the display, I can have a nice little race off between Flash, Reverse Flash, and Red Death. So that'd be pretty damn cool. But okay, first off, figures out of the package. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right away. No regrets. This thing looks this thing looks so damn cool. Like, yeah, I love it. Even got the just insane Eobard Thrawn face, just batshit crazy, as we all like. And I know that the Flash costume design is very simplistic, but I don't know, there's something about the Reverse Flash version of the costume that really pops to me. The yellow is awesome. I will say that I'm very appreciative of the fact there's not any paint bleed over from the red onto the rest of the costume. And I know it sounds like a stupid little thing, but you'd be surprised when you have a figure that's this, just, one dominant color, this yellow, how possible it is to have just, some red, splash out, bleed over onto some of the yellow. And next thing you know, you've kind of got some crappy little smear spots, but all of the paint application looks great. The symbol looks great. Look at that face one more time. Very, very nice. And that was something I was kind of concerned with, was did they use the same Flash face and just maybe paint it a different color or skin tone? Negative. Those are two different faces entirely. Now, the molding for the head, very likely the same. Thrawn's head does not look quite as long from front to back, but the little bolts on the ears, the wings, look about the same size. Thrawn's might be a little bit shorter, to be honest. Now, the actual costume design, from the symbol all the way down to the lightning effects on the waist and the wrist, they look about the same. So I'm okay with that. And that's the thing too, is, I mean, you want them to be as close to identical as possible. I mean, that's the whole principle of the Reverse Flash character, is that he's the exact opposite of the Flash in terms of design. The only difference is that he does not have the extra effects coming off of the symbol like this one does. As you can see, those 4 little lightning bolts coming off of the main symbol in the chest. But otherwise, the overall shape and size and scale of the figure is pretty damn on point. Like I said, Barry looks like he might be a tad bit thicker in the chest area. In fact, I will definitely say that he is thicker in the chest area. But let me go ahead and see if I'm going to see if I can pose him up the same way this one is, just for display purposes and also for the purpose of this video, apparently, just to see like how that would look. Okay, so we're gonna have to swap it around, do the old swapperoonie. And this one did not come with any extra hands or anything like that, so pretty much what hands are on it, that's what you're gonna get. Let's go ahead and attach that. All right, base attaches very well. If I can adjust these legs, all the joints so far feel really good on it. They're real tight. So good job there, McFarlane, on that. Now, I will say when you're attaching the base to these figures, it seems a bit absurd to even have to say it, but make sure you put the foot further towards the middle, like this. Don't just have it on the tip like that, because it's just not going to stand very well. I know I shouldn't have to tell you that, but you'd be surprised how that gets kind of overlooked. See if I can switch them around. There we go. Of course, the lightning effects, they all have these little pegs on them that simply fit onto the corresponding holes on the back of the figure. Now, that's something I was a bit concerned with when it came to these, is how well these pieces would fit into the slots. Because if those holes are not molded out properly, you could end up with pieces that will not fit. And it looks like we might be having that problem with this Reverse Flash. It looks like it is not wanting to fit. Yeah. Got it in, but honestly, it feels like the peg might break on it, which sounds pretty discouraging, to be honest with you. But all right, so I've got it in there about the best I'm going to get it. I may have to Dremel out the hole later. I know that's something else you shouldn't have to do, is Dremel anything out. But that's kind of the problem with figures that have peg holes for things on the body, is that, manufacturing problems do happen. And, every figure is not going to come out perfect, so you do run the risk of that happening. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the Speed Force effects on the figure. The ones on the boots will probably fit okay. I rarely have issues with the holes on feet not fitting properly for accessories or stands. That's a pretty rare occurrence. And the rest of these are fitting okay, so, no real complaints there. Like I said, it's kind of rare. I expect it to possibly happen, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm completely shocked by it. But, you just don't really want it to happen. Unfortunately, it is what it is. And I'm over here putting the wrong size ones on the arms. Supposed to be putting these on the legs. But, I guess you can put on whatever spot you want to, whatever you think looks best. So, by all means, dictate the placement of the lightning effects however you want on your figure. Now, granted, the ones on the shoulder blades, that's the only place they're going to go. And that's if you're lucky enough for them to fit. Otherwise, yeah, put them on wherever you want them. There we go. Okay. So yeah, there we go, our side-by-side. Look how awesome that looks. Incredible. Awesome looking figure. Just speed forcing away. Really, really nice. I do dig it. I just knocked off a piece of Barry's gimmick. Hashtag replace Barry's gimmick. Don't replace Barry, just replace the gimmick. And this one's not wanting to go on right. Okay, so that's also another little helpful note for you guys. When you are putting the lightning effects on the arms and on the ankles, those holes can be angled inward rather than straight. So when you're putting them in, if it doesn't go right away, just kind of pivot a little bit until you can find it starting to slide in, then you should be good. But yeah, there we go, man. Both of those look really incredible right next to each other. I do not regret this purchase at all. This is a 10 out of 10 for me, and this is going to make the display absolutely pop. God, got a lot of time for this. These things just look absolutely incredible. Hell yeah, guys. That's awesome. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you for checking out this Reverse Flash DC Multiverse Matty McFarlane unboxing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram @CollectingGarage. And if you want to, feel free to slide in my DMs there if you have any questions or even just want to shoot the breeze. I'm more than happy to chat with you guys if I'm available. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks as always. Thanks from Barry. Thanks from Zoom. As always, have yourselves an awesome day.